So hello guys, in this video just I will keep continue my Angular shopping cart. So guys, in the previous tutorial I had shown you that if I increase the quantity and if I go to click this add to cart button, and again if I add this product on the cart also, and if I go to the cart details page, so here you can see I can get able to see this all the details of the product in our cart details page. So this is our cart details page, and now in this tutorial just I will show you how I can increase the quantity from cart details page also, and how I can store this quantity after increasing the quantity in our local storage, and also the decrease function. In this video just I will show you that, and in the next tutorial I will also show you how you can multiply, add the subtotal and also total. Subtotal means if I add quantity 3 and the price is 400, so here the subtotal should be 1200, because 3 into 400 is 1200. And the same way I have to be make a total is dynamically. Here the subtotal and total is static now. So first of all I have to be write a method. By this method I can increase the quantity and decrease the quantity from here, and also I can store it into local storage. So let's move to my code editor. So guys, here I have already opened cart component HTML and cart component TS. So first of all, in the HTML file, here this is our, you can see plus button, that means this plus button, and this button is a decrease of the quantity button, and this is our quantity. In the previous tutorial I had shown you that. So if you are getting confused, so you have to be watch my previous tutorial step by step. So now here I will write first of all increase function. So here I have to write click method, click method equals to an inverted comma, and here I have to write a method name. So I will write method name is increase quantity, so INCQNT, and parenthesis, and just inside this parenthesis I have to pass a parameter, and the parameter is this parameter. This variable I have to pass it as a parameter, because in this variable I have stored all the details of local storage which I shown in my previous tutorial. So I will pass this parameter, and now I will copy this method name from here, and I will go to our TS file, and just here I will paste, and now here I will write console dot log, and inside this console dot log I will copy this parameter and I will paste here and save. And here I will clear one thing, that is here I have to pass this cart detail variable, because I store all the local carts value in this variable, so that's why I have to pass this variable. But in the TS file you can write any name of this parameter, which you will write here, that will be denotes of this parameter. Okay, so here you can write anything as per your choice, but here you have to be write the similar name, similar variable name where you have stored all the details of local storage. Okay, so now I will open my view, and here console. So if I click this plus icon, so here you can see I'm getting this product, because in the console I have printed this variable, and in this variable I store the value of cart details. So the same way if I click the next product, so I'm getting the details of next product. Okay, but I don't need all the details, I need just quantity and product ID from this details. Okay, so here you can do one thing. In this parameter, just here you can write dot product id and comma. So in the I'll take this variable here again, dot, and I need only quantity. So quantity. So now you can see here I have passed two parameters, product id and quantity. So the same way here I have to be pass two parameters. So for that, just I will change the name of the parameter here. So I will write the parameter name this product id, but you can write any name. Okay, so I have passed first of all product id, then quantity. So here which you will write first, that will be denote product id, this product id, because here I have passed product id first and then I have passed quantity. So which parameter name you will write first, that will be denote product id, and again which parameter name you will write, that will be denote quantity. So I will write here qnt, but you can write anything as per your choice of these two parameters name. So I have passed quantity. Okay, so now instead of card detail, if I copy this and paste, and the same way here console, and if I paste quantity and save, and if I check it browser again, so you can see I will not get all the details, just I will get product id and quantity. And in this method I need this two, product id and quantity. So now I am in console. So if I click this button, so I forgot to save here, I think. Okay, I save it, and now if I click, so here you can see I'm getting the product id 1, and this is quantity. You can see quantity is 3. So here I forgot to save the HTML file, so that's why it was coming the wrong output. Okay, and now if I click this product in increase button, so you can see the product id is 3 and the quantity is 4. And now just we need this two, product id and quantity. So now here I will write the condition. Okay, so first of all I will show you, in the previous tutorial I had stored this card details inside this card details variable, all the local card value. Here you can see this card details json.pass local storage.get item local card. Local card means if I go, so this is local card. So I was getting all the value in this get card details variable, and this get card details variable I make a loop in the HTML, and this I store in this card detail variable. So here is not s and here is s, don't confuse. So here now I need this card details variable here. So here just I have to be write a for loop. So for, and I will explain it why I am writing the for loops. For stop let I equals to 0 and I less than this dot this get card details variable, I mean this variable, this one. Okay, so this get card details dot length and I plus plus. So I write a loop here because here suppose in this local card, I mean in the local storage, I have many products. So first of all I have to be check all the products one by one. So first of all I have to be check from here. So I will check that if this product ID okay, which I have stored in this local storage and which I will click, that are same or not. That means guys, first of all, in the local storage I have stored product ID 1, I mean first product, and here you can see the two product, the product in the local storage, product ID 1 and product ID 3. And now in the from the cart details page I can increase the quantity of product ID 3, but how I can store the increasing quantity of product ID 3 in the local storage product ID 3? So that's why I have to check the ID. Okay, so first of all I have to check the step by step. So that's why I had written a loop. So first of all, if I click this product ID 3, that means this product, so it will check the its in the local storage it is product ID 1, so it's not, because it's a 3, and then it will come to the next. So when it will get its product ID 3 and I'm clicking product ID 3, so then it will increase the quantity of product ID 3. So that's why I have written the for loop, and now I have to check the product ID is same which in local storage, and I'm now clicked that both are same or not. So if, and here I have to be write this dot get card details I dot this product ID triple equals to this product ID, I mean this product ID means which I'm clicking. So this and in the local storage both are same or not. Okay, and now if both are same, so then this dot get card details I dot this quantity, if it's matched, so then I have to be increase the quantity. So this quantity equals to, and here when I will click this increase button, so that quantity will be increase. Okay, so that means guys, when I'll click this increase button, so here I have to be increase the quantity, and which quantity I will increase, that I will store in this quantity. That means suppose first of all, if I comment this line and if I write, first of all when I'll click this increase quantity button, then first of all I will increase the quantity. So for that, just here I have to be write quantity plus 1. Okay, save. So that means when I will click this increase button, so the quantity will be increased, and when I will increase this quantity, that I will store here, I mean just this local storage, and here I have to be write this quantity inside a parse int, because if the quantity mistakenly come from database as a string value, so it will convert it into a integer. So that's why I have written parse int. And now after this for loop completed, here just I have to be store this into a local storage. So again local storage dot set item, and inside this set item our key is local cart, comma json dot stringify, and inside this stringify just I have to be pass this variable. So if I pass save, and now I'll go to the browser. So here if I increase the quantity, so you can see quantity is increasing, but here I can increase unlimited quantity of the product. But if I go to the home page and here if I increase, so here I'm giving the access to increase quantity up to 5. After 5, if I click increase button, so quantity is not increasing, but here I can increase unlimited quantity, you can see. But here I have to give the access that I can increase only 5 quantity here also. So for that, just here I have to be write another if condition inside this if condition. That means when the ID will be match, so then I have to be write another if condition, that is the quantity will be increased when it will not go up to 5. So this quantity is not equals to 5, then it will be increase this one. Okay, so now I will check my browser. First of all, it will be safe. So now compile successfully, and now I will check to my browser. So here first of all, here now it's a 40, so I can check this one, so I have to check this one. So now this quantity is 1, so if I click 5 and now I'm clicking this increase button, so it's not increasing when it's go up to 5. And guys, here if you confuse, here when we write if condition, then we use double curly braces, and inside this double curly braces we write the condition. But you can write double curly braces or without double curly braces, just here you can write this way also, both will be the same thing. Okay, so here I did not write double curly braces, just here I have written this way. Okay, so now the increase function is done. Okay, and now here I have to be write the same way the decrease one. So first of all, in the HTML file, just here I have to copy this method name, and here I have to paste in the decrease button. So first of all, you see this is the decrease button, and now just I have to change the method name. Instead of increase quantity, just I will write decrease quantity and save. And here I will copy all the function of this increase quantity function, and I will paste here. And instead of increase, here just I will change the function name, that is decrease. Just little thing I have to be change the method name, and instead of increase plus 1, just here I have to be write minus 1. And here how many time it will be minus, when the quantity will not come up to 1, so that time it will be minus. So here not equals to 1, so when the quantity will not come up to 1, so then it will be minus. So I will save it once, and successful compile. So I will refresh it, and now if I minus, so you can see it's decreasing the quantity, and when I come up to 1, so then it not decreasing. Here also if I come up to 1, so it's not decreasing. I'm clicking this minus button, but it's not decreasing. So in the same way, if I plus, so it's go up to 5 quantity. After 5 quantity is not increasing, the same way after 1 it's not decreasing. So everything is done. Increase quantity and the decrease function, you can see both are done. here. You can see here. Okay, so hope guys this video is helpful to you, and if you want to go continue Angular shopping cart or any Angular video or JavaScript jQuery any tech related video, so you can subscribe and press the notification bell icon to get more updates.